hope everyone can hear me.
Just fine.
Well, my question has a lot to do with the fraternity of Freemasonry.
Okay.
My understanding has been that the Catholic Church and the fraternity of Freemasonry has had an adversarial relationship with one another,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering on why does that adversarial relationship exist? Now, I have heard. I just want to go into some detail, if that's okay.
Briefly.
I have heard things yes, sir. I've heard some things like Freemasons apparently initiated the French Revolution. I've heard things like Freemasons were allegedly the sworn enemy of the Catholic Church. I can find no evidence to back this up historically, but I've heard a lot of Catholics tell me these things,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, does the historical record support this? So, thank you.
So I appreciate your thoughtfulness on this question. There are at times there's kind of a rumor net that exists around basically every secret society, and one of the reasons for that is because the societies are secret. If you have a group, whether it's Freemasonry or the Loyal Order of Oddfellows or the Ku Klux Klan or whoever it may be, the fact that they are a secret society and don't open up their meetings to just everybody and don't let people see what they do in private and don't keep and publish records of everything they're up to, that is just going to generate rumors. And so consequently, some of the rumors in any given case are going to be true. Some of them are going to be false. And personally, like you, John, I have a rather low tolerance for poorly sourced rumors. There's a lot of sensationalism out there on a whole bunch of topics, and I very much do not favor it when people just hear a claim and run with it without checking to see just because it feeds their narrative, without checking to see do the facts actually support it or not. So I'm not going to be making claims that I have not checked out about Freemasonry. I am aware of a lot of these claims regarding it in history. What I can say, and what I have checked out to some degree anyway, is regardless of particular situations, there have been situations in which Freemasonry members of the Masonic movement more broadly have apparently taken an adversarial role toward the church and have tried to undermine the church's role in society. This manifests differently in different countries and in different times. Freemasonry is not always, as members of the Masonic movement are not always as hostile to the Catholic Church as they are in some places at some times. Here in America, at least in recent times, in the last 50 years, let's say, most American Masons have been relatively friendly towards Catholics and would even say, hey, yeah, no, I don't have a problem with Catholics. If you're a Catholic, you could join our lodge. Well, that may be their attitude. It's not necessarily the church's attitude, because even in situations where Masonry is not actively working to subvert the role of the church in society, it has a problem in that its religious views are not in line with Catholic teaching. One of the things that Freemasonry tends to advocate is a position known as indifferentism. Indifferentism is a fancy word that's used in Catholic circles to refer to the idea that God is indifferent to what religion you are, that it doesn't matter to God what religion you are. And that's something that a Christian, and certainly anyone who's a Catholic, should have a problem with, because Jesus indicates that what religion we are does matter to God. It doesn't mean that other people who aren't our religion don't worship God, or that God isn't able to give his grace to them. He can, they do, and he does, but it is still something that's important to God, which is why he bothered to send us the prophets and to send us his son in the first place, because he cares about what our religion is. And so he sent us the prophets and he sent us Jesus to inform our religion. Well, that understanding is frequently not present in Masonic circles. And so even if a given Masonic lodge might not be subversive towards the church in a let's go get those Catholics sense, it is subversive to the church in the sense of its teaching an idea, namely indifferentism, that's in conflict with Catholic teaching. And this is related to Freemasonry's origins in what's known as the Enlightenment, which was a movement back in the 1700s that wanted to remove the church from the social position it had and the kind of influence it had in society at the time. And Enlightenment values were part of the French Revolution. They're also part of the American Revolution, though to a lesser degree. And you had people like Voltaire, a French philosopher, and other people who really did not like Christianity and did not like the church and wanted to reduce their influence in society. And so those overall Enlightenment values tended to influence Freemasonry, especially in the beginning and especially in some places, but the movement has become more diverse over the course of time, to where, as I've indicated, it's not every Freemason is actively trying to subvert the church. But there are still ideas in Freemasonry that don't line up either with Christianity or with the Catholic faith in particular.